Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. Last time well, we've been keeping the peace, violently if possible, well, there's been a lot of violence. Actually, we avoided some violence in the last episode by having a guy try and play double agent instead of killing him for being a traitor. I don't know, maybe we're slipping, But there'll be plenty of violence in this episode, don't worry. Specifically, there are still random thugs spawning all over the place, some of which are actually dangerous. This one's a wizard, and unfortunately he made his saving throw against my Blindness, Deafness. I had sort of discounted that spell at first, and then I, in my LP of Mask of the Betrayer, realized that the Blindness, Deafness more or less shuts down the AI. If the AI-controlled characters are blind and deaf, or even just blind, they don't do anything. And it's almost an insta-kill spell, which for a level 2 is pretty nice, but only if they don't make their saving throw. I threw a good old-fashioned Burning Hands in that fight, too. I picked up a couple spell scrolls from a merchant we saved, well, sort of saved, from marauding bandits last episode. In case we run into some more of those wizards, I'm going to cast Protection from Elements on myself. Or sorry, Protection from Energy. The even level energy protection spells, the elemental damage protection spells, the even level ones have a shorter duration than the odd level ones, even though they have a fairly linear progression of power. So using the even level ones is sort of, well, if you know you're going to run into them right away, then I guess it doesn't really matter, but
yes.
Otherwise,
Everybody,
there's not much point, and you may as well just stick with one of the odd level ones. There's a couple thugs over here, and I'm going to use Nishka with a bow to actually just sort of pull them.
Everybody, follow me.
And I'm going to let them... see, there's a little dialogue that happens if you get too close to that next group down there, so I'm just trying to avoid that by staying away.
Get on him! Attack! 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 I'll bust you good! Just stay right here.
Part of the problem, though, is that if you
Sure, I can do that.
if you let them charge, or you don't let them charge, they will start
I can do it.
attacking in the middle of the conversation, and that really doesn't work out that well. So, we'll see if we can... Oh, yeah, we're taking quite a bit of damage there. I haven't actually been using Stone Skin all that much, but it is a useful spell.
Let us press the attack.
Take that! I'll bust you good!
I'm probably going to have to rest after this little attempt to be clever. Yeah. Okay, I'll heal up and be right back. In cleaning up just those random things that are spawning around, they're just boring, normal guys, but they're actually worth a fair amount of XP. We picked up another level. It's kind of an important level for a lot of things that gives us... It's level 8, so we're all getting stat bonuses. I'm not showing my main character's progression because, as I pointed out, well, as I linked in the video description, it's all there.
Yes.
I am, however, showing the upgrades for my various other characters. Some of these, I don't know. I mean, Nishka in particular, I guess I could care less about. That Chime of Opening kind of replaces Nishka for me. There's not really a whole lot of things that I can do with Nishka that I really care about, so...
Follow me!
If you like thieves, then I get... or rogues, I guess I should say, then, too bad, I guess. Kelgar, continue to gain strength. It's almost tempting to give him dexterity, but you essentially have two options with Kelgar. You can build him towards being a fighter, or you can build him towards being a monk. Because, yeah, he eventually does get his fervent wish to become a monk. But I may not actually do it, so...
Yes.
I may just leave him as a fighter. And he keeps the stat gains, though, that he got from his original level ups. When he changes classes, he essentially restarts from level 1. And that's essentially a slight abuse in that he's slightly more powerful than he should be, except for the fact that he's a forced single-class character with no flexibility. And I mean, he's not a bad character, but... I also picked up, of course, 2 new spells. I'm kind of worried about a couple of the ones that I've gotten, but I've got sort of desperation plans for how to get pretty much everything I don't have at this point. Some of these spells, they're really useless too, so I don't regret not having them. But let's finally go and chat with this group here, who is surrounded by thugs. And apparently these are Luskan thugs. Now, if you've played the first game, you know that Luskan is a city of pirates, for all the sense that that makes. And yeah, they backstab each other, and you work for both of them and kill all of them, and it's really kind of pathetic. But apparently they're backed up to their old trip. And you can try and get in on the bribe. And more or less they say, oh, kill them all. Alright, good. Let's get on with it then. And again, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that when you have allies who are not members of your party, they are in fact immune to all of your indiscretions, let's call them. And so I can cast things like Sphere and just not hit a single one of these friendly watchmen. Which, you know, it's nice. Scintillating Sphere, by the way, is Fireball with Lightning. As opposed to Mestil's Acid Breath, which, this guy's evasion, so it didn't actually, I don't think it actually did anything. And you can sort of remind him that you saw him about to take a bribe. So, he says, you know, please look the other way. Right. Anyway, I'm going to heal up, be right back. There's only one post left. It's not a particularly interesting one, though there is violence. And before I do that, there are certain events that you can only do sort of during this night. And there's one last one that is here, and I don't want Nishka in my party because I'll lose influence with her when I do it. So I'm gonna go back to the inn and switch my party, and be right back. Unfortunately, more of Quara's friends showed up, and I don't know if this is a bug or what it is, but the screen stays black for a little while. So if you hurry through the conversation, you can end up not being in control until you wait for the screen to unblack, which is annoying. But anyways, there's a whole squad of wizards here coming to kill us. So I am going to cast Haste. And they are going to cast a lot of big damage. I'm actually going to cast Dispel. I'm probably going to Dispel my own Haste, but oops, I guess I didn't get it off. The instructor apparently steps in. Down over here. Apparently he's the father of one of Quara's previous rivals who we killed earlier, a couple episodes back, and so he's kind of unhappy about it, but he's just here to break up the fight. Now, Quara starts, like all your companions, she starts at your level, but if any levels you gain after that, she does not automatically gain those levels. She stays at whatever level she was when she joined your party. So to a certain extent, if you have a party member you're desperate to make, useful, you can just avoid gaining levels or sort of try to rush through the game as fast as possible to avoid gaining XP with your main character before that, but it's really not worth it. None of the NPCs that you recruit are ever going to be stellar. Some of them can be okay, but none of them are going to be stellar. Here's our last little encounter, Trent Vendel. Apparently he's loitering. And we can just arrest him. And you get influence with Kelgar. You'd think that Kelgar would stand up for the man who's just trying to have a drink, but apparently he only enjoys drinking in bars. You lose influence with Eleni at first here, but depending on your response, you can either say, it's just a different set of rules, and you'll get an influence back, so net 0. But you can also talk about, city dwellers in the wild, and you gain 2. So for a net +1 influence with Eleni, not too bad. Anyway, we have one last stop on our little whirlwind tour of the guard posts, but we'll do that next time because I think this episode's starting to run a little long. So, I'll see you then.